Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another stream. I'll tell you right now, the internet is being awful, so I just apologise in advance for the lag. On the good side, I have had some very positive news today about the internet situation, so fingers crossed in like a couple of months we might be sorted, but for now I'm just going to have to deal with it. I know it's frustrating to watch. At least you can hear me. It's not ideal, let's be honest, but look, as always, we'll just get through it. There's going to be lots to talk about today. I say a lot of the questions are going to revolve around Aston Villa, what to do with Aston Villa players. Should I keep them? Should I get rid of them? Should I free hit? And all this kind of stuff. So we're going to talk about that. I've got my plan pretty much in place. And yeah, I know there's lag. Like literally, it is terrible tonight for absolutely no reason. It's so weird. It's like good during the day, and like sometimes on Sundays and Saturday mornings is fine, but like sometimes Thursday night it's just whatever. But seeing you is the least of our worries. Yeah, I guess you want to know what the hell to do in game week 11. Chances of Sterling starting for City. I think he probably will, but I'm not sure how much money I would put on it. The tree is up. Yes, I got this tree designed by Jack Goodwin on Twitter. So make sure you follow him. If you haven't seen him already, he's doing a load of designs, like crisp designs, drink designs, and all that kind of thing, which is he's a really cool designer, really good designer actually. So check him out if you haven't already. Jack A. Goodwin on Twitter. Throttled, yeah, maybe throttled, but I mean it's ridiculous. Like, I'm not trying to do any. I'm streaming on freaking 720 for Christ's sake. But whatever. If it carries on like this, I might just have to shut the stream down. I'll see if it settles down a bit. I can literally see the reading. It's going green, red, red, orange, green, red. It's just whatever. Anyway, let's just get on with it before my whole computer dies or something. This is my team. This is the team, my team for this week, as it stands right now. So, obviously, Villa aren't playing. So, Grealish and Watkins are done. They're on the bench. I mean, Martinez is on the bench too, but obviously Forster's not playing. I'll actually put Martinez back in. I think it's more of a fairer representation. So this is my current team. It's not great. Bissouma, it's basically Bissouma and Dallas in ahead of Grealish and Watkins. So I'm probably going to make one move this week. Now it was going to be Son to Bruno Fernandes, but it's probably now going to be Bissouma to Jota because I have 3.2 million in the bank. So I'm probably gonna let me just bring up the transfers. I'll get to that super chat in just a second. Bissouma out for Jota. By the way, Jota's on the first page of forwards now. That's how many points. It's ridiculous. They got one more point than Mahrez, one less than Rodriguez minutes he's played. Use this opportunity to get Mendy. No, I'm not getting Mendy. No, because there's just potential for rotation with him as well. Philip, Mahrez or De Bruyne in for Kane. De Bruyne easy. Now that you're transferring Fernandes, I hope you're not going to jinx it forever. Well, I'm not transferring in Fernandes now. I've decided against it. I don't think that's my move now. I don't think taking out a Son, who should play, although he just played 82 minutes in the bloody Europa League, which is annoying. So instead of swapping a player that's going to play, I'm going to swap Bissouma to Jota. Now, what the eagle-eyed in you will notice when I make this move is it gives me 8 attackers, which you know I don't necessarily like. But this week, obviously I can bench Grealish and Watkins anyway, so I'm still playing 4-4-2, but I have Jota instead of Bissouma. And then next week, when Calvert-Lewin plays Chelsea, I'll bench him, which could hurt, but I'll bench him. And I'll basically have Son, De Bruyne, Salah. So I'll have Jota and Salah in for Fulham. I'll have Grealish in because I want to keep him anyway. De Bruyne obviously stays. I'll have Son, Bamford and Watkins. And then longer term, at some point, probably game week 3. So hopefully won't need to make a transfer in game week 12. I'll just play Reguilon against Crystal Palace. Obviously, if Jose Mourinho confirms he's out for the weekend, that puts me in a tight spot, and I'm not quite sure what I do. I'll probably just take a hit, to be honest, and get Diaz in. So the only thing this doesn't give me is enough money to do Son to Fernandes. So at some point, either Bamford, Watkins, or probably Calvert-Lewin, or maybe even Jota if he's not playing, will be transferred back down to a 4.5, and I'll upgrade Son to Fernandes in Game Week 13. So that means I've got Son for Arsenal Palace instead of Fernandes against West Ham City. I think that's probably an okay call. I ain't captaining Bruno in either of those games anyway. So this is, I'm pretty much doing this. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't do this. Mopé is gone. He's out of it. He's never say never. He might come back at some point. You never know. So Mahrez is a consideration, but I can't get Mahrez for free. I only have 7.7 to spend, so I'd have to take a hit. So I'd probably have to take Watkins out, and I'm not happy about doing that because it leaves me with Calvert-Lewin, who's got worse fixtures going forward. Maybe I don't ever take out Calvert-Lewin, but I want to leave my options open, basically. I still think Son Fernandes is the better long-term call, especially if you plan on re-downgrading in 2 game weeks. Yes, but I'm not necessarily going to downgrade Jota. That's the thing. I feel like I'm basically giving myself a few different options. Like, if Jota plays against Wolves and then he plays against Fulham, and we suddenly think, well, he's definitely nailed on, then I keep him. I've basically got a Mane for half the price almost, and I still get to have Salah. And all I'm really missing is Fernandes against West Ham and Man City. And that Man City game could be tight. So, again, as always, not saying that Bruno can get points in that game, but surely it's going to be harder than most other games. Could you move Grealish to Bruno? I can. I'd have to take a hit. I wouldn't do it anyway. I want Grealish back. I don't think Bruno Fernandes is must-have for the next 2 weeks. I think I can probably get away with it. We'll see. Maybe he gets another 10-point haul against West Ham, but like I said, I'm not captaining him, so he's not. I don't want to start taking hits to bring in a player I'm not going to captain. I'm just basically protecting rank if I do that, I think. And look, Son has not been great. Like, he's literally got 4. I mean, that is pretty great, obviously. 4 double-figure hauls in, 7 games. Outside of that, he's blanked. So he's blanked 3 of the last 4. He's only had 2 shots in the box over the last 4 weeks. I know they've played City and Chelsea, but that's still really bad, especially when they've also played West Brom and Brighton. So I'm a little bit worried about him. But that is my plan. So Man City defenders. So I've obviously talked a lot about them, and I don't have any. I've kind of already explained why. I'll just turn my mic down a bit. I've explained before why this is. I'm just going to keep Reguilon for Arsenal, Crystal Palace, which I think is fine. And then in Game Week 13, when he plays Liverpool, which is I don't want to play him for, I'm obviously never going to bench Chilwell. So Chilwell's going to play anyway. So I only need 2 other defenders. And in Game Week 13, Dallas plays Newcastle. And Lamptey plays Sheffield United away, I think. Fulham away. So I'm okay playing Chilwell, Dallas and Lamptey and benching Reguilon. And then after Liverpool, well, it's Leicester, Wolves, Fulham, Leeds, Villa. These are all games I could probably play Reguilon in. So at some point I might swap into a Man City defender, but it's not really my priority right now. And look, to be honest, don't get me wrong, I had a plan a few weeks ago. You remember the Sterling double mid plan? That all went to pot very quickly. This plan could also go to pot as well. I'm not saying this is definitely going to happen, but that is for 3 game weeks. That's my plan. So Jota in this week, no transfer in game week 12, and then Son and Calvert-Lewin to Brewster and Fernandes. And when I do that move, by the way, so let's say it is Calvert-Lewin that goes, which it might not be, but let's say it is. Bruno comes in, so does Brewster. Brewster. It gives me 2.1 million to spend. I mean, I could even get Cavani if I wanted to. Do we find out if Newcastle's current situation is likely to extend beyond this game week? I don't think we know yet. I saw some speculation that, yes, their next game might be cancelled as well, but I haven't properly read the article, so I'm not 100% sure. Is there any chance that Newcastle versus Villa will be played later this week? There's a chance, but I think we would probably find out before the deadline. Like, if they haven't done it by Saturday morning, it seems unlikely that they would still put it into next week. It could happen, but I wouldn't be 100% confident. So that is my plan. I mean, I could get Fernandes in for an 8-point hit right now, but I don't want to take Calvert-Lewin out, obviously. And yes, I am going to play these 2 just in case. So I am going to do this just in case they do play. It seems very, very, very unlikely. But you never know. I guess I'm not actually going to do that because I'm going to bring in Jota. So I'm going to bench Bamford, actually. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in Jota and bench Bamford. And then obviously he'll just come on if they don't play. So hard to take Grealish out, but a blank then Wolves doesn't look juicy. No, I don't think it's necessarily a terrible thing to get rid of him. But then it's Burnley, West Brom and Palace. It's probably okay to keep him for that, right? Adrian, thanks very much. #1 fan sticker, much appreciated. I completely forgot about the other super chat, so my bad. Let me go back. I think... Yeah, I did that one. I missed one, though. I missed Mr. Glenn Johnson's one. Fabio Silva for Wolves, 5.2. I didn't realise he'd gone down so much. And nailed with Jimenez out for a long time. If you're looking to save on striker, that's a decent shout. The only thing I would say is, do we know for 100% he's going to start every week? I don't know if he suddenly will. They could play like Neto up front or something. The thing is, Wolves fixtures are so bad, I just don't think we need to worry about them right now. I did miss it, yeah, sorry, I've just gone back. I knew I'd missed one. Jose Hernandez? Portuguese or Spanish? Jose. Thank you very much. What do I think about Jesus? I like him. The only thing is when is Aguero going to be back? Maybe the injury is much worse. Not much worse, but it's going to be one of those that just keeps on kind of stopping him from coming back, and it's actually going to be weeks until he comes back. And if that's the case, then maybe Jesus is a good option, but you're always going to have that lingering doubt in your mind. I think for me, I was talking to someone else about this earlier, players like Jota and Mahrez, because of how good Liverpool and Man City's fixtures are, like I like Jota, but I still want Salah. I like Jesus, I like Mahrez, but I'd still want De Bruyne, because I just think you want that captaincy shout, right? You could play it, I don't want to say risky, but you could play it a bit different and go for Mahrez and captain him, but I think really you want the main man. So someone like Jesus I like. I think he's good for Fulham. I don't think Aguero's going to play. But then what if Aguero's back in like 2 weeks? Because they play Man United in game week 12, which it could be an okay fixture, but I wouldn't expect a huge amount of goals from City. Unless Man United collapse like they did against Spurs, but I don't see that happening. We did pretty well last year against Man City. Not to say that we will again, but I don't know. Solskjaer seems to have a plan against teams like that, which is basic counter-attack, I suppose. Do I think Foden will get full time? I guess you mean is he going to start, in which case I doubt it. Yeah. Why do you pronounce the J in Jesus? Because that's how you pronounce his name, Jesus. He's Brazilian, so it's Portuguese. Jesus, Diogo Jota, Jose Mourinho. They're all hard J's. But like Jesus Navas is Spanish, so it's different. Sorry to spam, but it's live or death. What are the chances of Sterling to not play 2 late games in a row? 50%? Might or may not happen. I don't know. The thing for Sterling is, I think if I didn't have De Bruyne, then I would be worried. If you've got De Bruyne and Sterling, I probably wouldn't be as worried. Thoughts on Antonio long term? Look, I mean, as someone pointed out in my in the comments section of one of my videos the other day, he said, name a better love story than Andy and Antonio. You know how much I love the guy. But the fact he came off after 45 minutes last week tells me they're being very cautious with him, or he has got a reoccurrence of an injury. And it's United at home this week, so unless you've already got him, I wouldn't be bringing him in. But potentially from next week he's alright. Leeds, Palace, Chelsea's not great, but then Brighton, Southampton, Everton, West Brom. My only concern would be for him, if you have to be that cautious about a player because of their injury record, and you got a few games coming up in a row, like, not necessarily great. Like, I was checking earlier because I was putting up a schedule of content over Christmas, because obviously I'm going to be bang on it every single game week. And the deadline stream is on Boxing Day, the 26th of December, at 11 o'clock in the morning. And then the next deadline for the next game week is Monday, 2 days later, at 1:30. Like, it's barely 48 hours. So I'm just thinking then, like, is Antonio really going to play twice in a row? Maybe. You never answer my questions. I always say this, but I'm a horrible person, honestly. Pereira and Justin played tonight. Thoughts? Thoughts are Pereira is being. I don't think he played the whole game, right? I can't remember when he came off, but I think if you've got Justin, you're fine to play him this week. I can't see Pereira coming straight back in like that. They will want Ricardo Pereira in as soon as they can, but I don't think they're going to rush him back, to be honest. Alfred, how's it going? Thoughts on Adams for a 2-week punt for Watkins? I mean, I like Adams, Charlie Adams. Jeez, I said that on a video. Che Adams, I like him for the next couple of weeks, yes. I don't know if it's worth a transfer out and then back in for Watkins, but if you want to do it, he's a good option, yeah, I'd say. Transfer out Cancelo, if so, replacement 5.5. I'd maybe just get Reece James, to be honest. There's a guy I follow on Twitter called FPL Matrix, and he put out a tweet that got me thinking that we're overlooking Reece James. Honestly, he looks pretty much nailed at this point. I know a lot of us have got Chilwell, but I don't think the double up is that bad. Like Chelsea's fixtures are not bad from a defensive point of view, and obviously they are one of the best defences in the league. So I actually think I'd probably go Reece James if it was 5.5 or below, because you can't go to Diaz. For what it's worth, for Cancelo owners, I don't think he's going to start. Now, I wouldn't make moves based on what I say, because if you try and second guess Pep every week, you're an idiot, because you'll never get it right. But it just seems too like he plays and then he gets benched because he's played in the Champions League at right back to cover Walker, and then he's played again in the Champions League right back to cover Walker. And why would Walker and Mendy not come straight back in? So I don't think Cancelo is going to play. So do with that what you think. I'm not going to tell people to get rid of him. I'm not saying that he's just done in the Premier League. In fact, I retweeted a really good tweet earlier from a guy called, I think it was Wee Rogue. I haven't tweeted that. I'm live. Let me find it a sec, because I retweeted it. Total squads made, Cancelo 21, Mendy 19. Total starts, Cancelo 15, Mendy 13. So basically, Cancelo's actually started quite a bit, almost as much as Mendy. Now, there's probably injuries to think about for Mendy, but I don't think Cancelo was just done, as in he's never going to start in the league now. But I do think this week he probably won't. So that depends how that affects your team, I guess. Maybe James is worth considering if Reguilon is out. Yeah, I probably will move Reguilon on if he's out, but I can afford Diaz, so it's a little bit different. But I might just go straight to Reece James. I'll have a think about it. I don't know, because Leeds I think will score. I don't know how confident I am about a Chelsea clean sheet this week, but I guess if it's a long-term move, I don't want to be messing about. So yeah, Evertonia, thanks very much. Is it worth doing Sterling to Bruno for a hit? I mean, if you've already got De Bruyne, I'd be tempted just to keep Sterling, honestly. And if you haven't got De Bruyne, why would you go to Bruno and not De Bruyne? Like, I know everyone loves Bruno, and I know, like, I find it hard to talk about Fernandes now, because I feel like I can't ever say anything like bad against bringing him in or something. But is he the priority this week against West Ham? And I'm not saying he's not a good option to have. I'm just saying, like, if it's a choice between Bruno and De Bruyne, surely De Bruyne wins this week. So, and if in that case, if you've already got Sterling and De Bruyne, I'd be tempted to keep Sterling for a week and then reassess maybe. Took a drunk hit. Bloody students, that's the problem. James and Mahrez, is that Reece James, obviously, in for Cancelo and Grealish. Not that bad, I don't think. Like, if Mahrez starts, it could be huge again. Like, I'm not saying that he's going to get another hat-trick, but he could be decent. Sorry to say the video is sticking a lot. Yeah, look, I'm fully aware of it, as is half the stream at this point. My internet sucks. I don't want to go too much into it, because I've 2 or 3 times before I've thought I'm getting decent internet. It's not happened. But when I explain the story, if it happens, you'll realise why I'm very positive about the fact that in not a month or 2, it's probably going to be more like 2 or 3 months, maybe 4. So it might not be before near the end of the season. I'm hoping to get fibres of the home, like proper decent internet, and I will not have these ridiculous issues where it's 2020 and I cannot stream on 720. Hopefully I'll be in glorious 1080, but until it happens, I'm not getting too excited, although I am very excited, which is sad, but like, this is my job, so you know, half of my job is uploading videos, half of it is streaming. So I've got to get it sorted. But when I tell you the story about how it happened, you'll find it. You'll be like, "Wow, you were that guy." That's all I'll say. Parajaff, how's it going? McCarthy over Martinez long term. I think he's probably got better fixtures over the next like 10 or so. Yeah, Salah for Bruno for a hit. I don't know which way around that is, whether it's Salah out for Bruno or Bruno out for Salah, but either way, I don't think it's worth a hit. Is Rashford solid enough if I can't get Bruno? I mean, I think in his own right he's a good option, but he's not going to cover Bruno the way it's been going so far, I don't think. I thought he could without penalties, but even that doesn't look necessarily likely now. Nikhil, how's it going? Sorry, I don't want to miss any of these. Love your channel, big fan. What do you think about 5 defenders this week? Zuma, Kyle Walker-Peters, Cancelo, Sufal, and Dallas. Yeah, I think if this is to cover Villa, like, don't worry about having to play perfect players. Like, I didn't want to play Dallas against Chelsea, for example. Like, you've got Dallas as well. Like, no one wants to play Dallas against Chelsea, but needs must, right? So, like, yeah, don't worry about it. Like, if you've got defenders to cover, like, at the end of the day, this is what a bench is for. And you can't, I've said it a million times, you can't have the perfect team. And sometimes these things happen, but it's still going to be an advantage for you because some people are going to log in, not know what the hell's going on Friday or Saturday. And so you'll still be ahead. So yeah, I think 5 defenders seems fine. Obviously, I don't know who you're benching, and there is a chance Cancelo doesn't play. But in general, if they all start, I think they look pretty good. Gorav, how is it going, my man? Play 2 this week: Dallas, Sufal, Bissouma. I mean, I don't think Dallas or Sufal keep a clean sheet, so I'd probably play Bissouma. Then it's a case of who do I think is more likely to get attacking returns: Sufal against Man United or Dallas versus Chelsea. I feel like Man United, like. I don't know what to make of Man United still. It just feels like a game where they might not do well, and Sufal could somehow get a clean sheet or an attacking return. I'd probably bench Dallas. I just think Chelsea are going to score. Man United, if anyone's not going to score out of Man United versus West Ham or Chelsea versus Leeds, I feel like it's more likely to be Man United. So probably play Bissouma and Sufal, I think. You missed the Bruno boat. Potentially, yeah. I mean, 3 double-digit hauls in a row. I'd be very surprised if he gets another 2 the next 2 game weeks. So maybe I have. Source, is Diaz safe? I'm worried as an owner. I'm not going to say he's 100% safe, but I think he's safe enough. I'd be quite happy with him this week, I think. The best story. Yeah, no, one of those stories where I say it's going to be great, but I can't tell you. And what the story I'll end up having to tell you about the internet is, oh, by the way, it's not happening again. But I've got good hopes this time. I've got good hopes. It's sad how excited I am. Like, I'm a grown man, but it would be a game changer for me. I can't even explain to you how much of a game changer it will be. Emmanuel, De Bruyne, Ziyech, Salah, Bruno, Jota for budget forwards. If you're asking, can I go big in midfield with budget forwards? I think it's great, but then I'm on it, so I'll be a bit biased. But I think that's great. Yeah, I'm looking at maybe having De Bruyne, Salah, and Fernandes too, and I'm also going to have Jota and Grealish, which is similar to your Ziyech. So yeah, I'd be happy enough with that. Definitely. Piper, how's it going? You should try FPL Tools. It's a Chrome add-on to an FPL website. Many fancy features, you might like it. Thanks very much. Yeah, I am aware of it. I think Gianni uses it. I just never really use it. I mean, it is good to visualize, but I look at this so often. Like, I pretty much know who the next few fixtures are for most players. Not all the time, sometimes I have to check. But yeah, no, it might be something I'll look at using at some point. Najal, how's it going? I have Darlow, Target, Grealish, and Watkins. Okay, so 4 players out. Switch Watkins to Adams and Darlow to McCarthy, Meslier, and bench Grealish and Target. If long term you think they're better options, yes. I mean, this is kind of like a blanket answer, which doesn't necessarily apply to all your teams, but it's not the end of the world if you don't get 10 players out. Like, someone asked me just a minute ago what my goalkeeper thoughts were. I'm probably just going to keep Martinez. My main issue is, like, someone like Meslier has good fixtures coming up, but not this week. So a -4 to bring him in against Chelsea doesn't seem right. So in your case, you've got 4 players out. So you're taking a hit. I mean, McCarthy Meslier is probably better than Darlow long term anyway, and then you get to keep Grealish. It just depends about Watkins, but I think Adams is okay. So yeah, if you're happy with that, like I think you're bringing in good players. Basically, is the long and the short of it. Have we got anyone got news on Zaha and Kane? No, not yet. We might hear from Mourinho. The only thing with Mourinho is he's playing a match tonight, so you won't necessarily get a press conference from him tomorrow. I think Kane will be fine, but I don't know that for sure, obviously. But it just feels like mind games, doesn't it? James, how's it going? Grealish and Son to Mahrez and Jota -4. Grealish and Son, Mahrez to Salah next week. I like it as long as you're happy not have Grealish. But I think Mahrez and Jota is decent, yeah. As long as you're happy not having Grealish. Like, I want him back, but not everyone does, especially with Wolves up next. I mean, blanking their Wolves, like someone said earlier, it's not necessarily ideal. Adam, how's it going? Rashford, Kane out for De Bruyne, Abraham in, feelings on Giroud starting. I mean, there's Chelsea fans in the chat, especially like FPL Physio. He might have a better understanding, but I know Giroud's just scored 4 goals. I bet he doesn't start. I wouldn't put much money on it. Whether or not Abraham keeps his place, I don't know that either, because there is a chance, obviously, Werner plays through the middle and Pulisic comes in now. I don't know if they're going to rush Pulisic into starting that often in a row, but that's my only worry about Abraham long term. I'm sure Physio will let you know what he thinks. Play Mitchell and hope he plays, or start Balbuena. I just start Balbuena. Mitchell's not going to start, I don't think. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Ross, thank you very much. Let me get the chat back up. Why isn't anyone talking about Giroud? I don't know. Okay, the best, I think Giroud will start. Giroud will start. I don't know. I think Lampard likes Abraham. I think Abraham's pretty good. Don't get me wrong. I don't see why Giroud has not played more minutes than he has over his career. Seems a bit crazy, to be honest, but I wouldn't be so sure that he's going to start. Giroud will start, Chelsea fan. I mean, lots of Chelsea fans think he will. But I mean, how much is that just based off the fact that he's just scored 4 goals? Because fair enough, right? A player scores 4 goals, the manager's got to think about him. But I'm not convinced. But I could be wrong. Gaurav, if you're bringing in Jota for Basuma, who are you benching with that power front 8 next week and the week after? Calvert-Lewin in game week 12. And I don't like it, right, because I've got that fear of missing out. But ultimately, if I'm playing it properly, he's playing Chelsea. It's the toughest fixture. No Luka Dean, no Coleman. Whereas Bamford has got West Ham at home. Arguably still a tough fixture. And Watkins has got Wolves away. So I'm probably benching Calvert-Lewin. And then game week 13, if I want Fernandes, I'll have to drop one. So, yeah, that's the way. That's the way I'm going. I know I always say I don't like 8 attackers, but there is a little bit of a different situation right now where if I bring in Jota, so let's say I just do this move for Jota in. Who do I not have that people think I should really own? The answer is going to be Bruno Fernandes, and I can do that by downgrading Calvert-Lewin. So then I've got Jota, Salah, De Bruyne, Fernandes, and Grealish. At that point, I don't really own anyone that people would consider must own. Maybe Kane in a few weeks or whatever, but as for the next 4 or 5 weeks, it's not a big deal, I don't think. So I'm okay with it, I think. Taking out Calvert-Lewin is going to be tough because obviously I've been on him since game week 1 and I love the guy, but I don't know. I'm not 100% on that because he is someone you could just hold all the way through because he's cheaper. I did talk a lot about taking Kane out, but that was a different situation. He was expensive. I wanted captain options in. Calvert-Lewin, I don't really have that worry as much. So I could just keep him, but I'm not necessarily planning on doing it. Against Leeds, with the way they play hard press and quite a high line, I think we want Tammy. The reason he didn't play last night because he's earmarked for Saturday, but he did score 4. Yeah, of course. I mean, obviously, Lampard has to think about Giroud now, right? Because he's just scored 4 goals. I'm not saying he won't. But yeah, surely you want Werner on the pitch, etc. Because Leeds are just going to... I've actually recorded the Captaincy video already for tomorrow. It's going out at 12 o'clock. And I mentioned that they're going to want someone like Werner. I didn't actually mention Abraham, to be fair, but that was kind of my thinking and how the game would go as a whole. Is Giroud's it's harsh just to call him, he is a target man, but you know, he's got a certain way of playing, right? And he's tricky with his feet, etc. But he's not like an Abraham, and I think you do want that against Leeds. That was my general thinking anyway. Khan, thoughts on Mahrez captain? It's outside the box. It's differential. I like it. If you don't want to go for De Bruyne, why not go for... I think if I was going for a Man City player, not De Bruyne, it would be Jesus or Mahrez. And it probably would be Mahrez just because he's the midfielder. If you wanted to go outside the box. I obviously still think De Bruyne is the best, but not everyone will own him. That's fair enough. You might be looking at Robbo or TAA in a few weeks. Yeah, potentially. Again, if I do this move, Fernandes in... and Belusta, don't know what accent I was trying to do there. Then I got 2.1, so I can go straight up to Robertson if I wanted to, potentially, and just skip the Man City defender altogether. But yeah, I've got options. I'm going to have options. I've kind of got a plan, but the rough plan is just get Jota in this week and do nothing in game week 12 and then rethink. In game week 13, I might not even get Fernandes. Who knows? I probably will. At least that's the current plan. Sheffield United away, Leeds. I mean, these aren't great fixtures, but I know what people will say. He's fixture proof. And he probably will start all of them, which is something else I like about him. Rafinha for Leeds. Do I think he looks like a good buy? I do, to be honest, yeah. I like him. I talked about him in the watch list video. I mean, he's 5.4 million, so if you got that cheap slot, then he's good. I wouldn't go out of my way to have him in my team, personally. So there's just a lot of money to spend at the moment, I'm finding. Jota price rise is annoying since I put myself off bringing him in earlier. Yeah, I know. I thought about bringing in Jota because I almost told myself last night that even if Grealish and Watkins play, then I can just bring in Jota and bench Bamford and not get Fernandes anyway. But it's just not the week to be taking an early transfer, I don't think. Any thoughts on Kane? Late to the chat if I answer, so please ignore it. I've kind of touched on Kane. I mean, I was listening to Black Box the other day. Was it last night? And they were talking about. They were basically talking about how good De Bruyne and Salah are for captains over the next 4 to 5 weeks, which is basically what I've been saying, or what I've been talking about as well. The difference is I've made sure I've got both in my team, so I don't have to flip flap and transfer them in and I think Mark was like holding Kane. So for me, like Kane is kind of getting in the way of some people getting the players they want, but they have just played their 2 bad fixtures now. So obviously got Liverpool away to come as well. So if you've got him and you've got the other players in that you want to captain and stuff, you're probably fine just to hold him for Arsenal. I don't think it's a bad game for him. So, but for me, I think if I still had him, he'd be getting in the way of having Salah, De Bruyne, and Fernandes. And personally, I think that's a better way to spend the money as it stands. But that's just me. Can't imagine how annoying it is to upload daily with rubbish internet. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, uploading is not too bad because you don't see how long it takes. And to be fair, during the day, it's not too bad. Like, my internet's not actually that bad for day-to-day stuff. But yeah, when you want to stream, you don't want this choppiness all the time. It's so unprofessional. It just looks awful. It's embarrassing. I'm very thankful that so many of you stick with me through it. Like, genuinely am, because I know you don't need to see my face and etc. It's not that, it's not like a game stream, and as long as you can hear me, it's fine. But realistically, a lot of you are putting up with something you shouldn't have to, and I really want to just stop that because it does wind me up, especially on nights like tonight where it's constantly up and down. So, yeah, thanks for sticking with me, and please, in a few months, please. I'll tell you now, if it happens, I will have a celebration stream. And I will be drinking beer and literally just doing speed tests on my internet for an hour. That'll be the whole stream. And I think people think I'm joking about that. We want your mustache in HD. I need to trim it down. It's laziness. That's all it is. James, how's it going? Sterling to Bruno for a hit. Someone asked me this earlier, right? Here's what I would say. If you've got De Bruyne, I think there's an argument to keep Sterling because it's a big differential and you've already got De Bruyne for captaincy. If you don't have De Bruyne, surely he's the priority over Bruno. Surely. So would I do Sterling to Bruno for a hit? Probably not because of those 2 scenarios. But that's just my thing. In general, do I like Sterling to Bruno for a hit? I mean, long term it's probably fine. I don't think it's that inspiring this week, to be honest. When you get 5, will you stream FIFA 21? We'll see. There's a lot of stuff I want to do. There's a lot of stuff I want to do outside of FPL, and some more stuff for FPL. Like I've got a lot of plans. But look, anyway, I don't want to get too ahead of myself because this is like the 3rd time it's been coming and then it hasn't. So we'll see. Okay, let's get back to the FPL stuff. Let's get back to the important stuff. Guha, apologies if that's not how you pronounce your name. Guha, I think it is. Did I order the onesie? So I have a Christmas onesie. I'm not going to wear it on every stream in December. I'll wear it for a couple of streams. I'll wear it on Boxing Day for sure. And I'll wear it for another couple of streams just before Christmas. Because I did say that if you got me to €1,500 on Movember before midnight, I would wear it on stream, and I have. So there you go. I'll do that, Joe. I'll do that. Fiber's holding me back from 1 million subs. I wish. Maybe the 125k. By the way, hit subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 125k. We're very, very close now. And please do hit that like button if you're enjoying the stream. If you're enjoying me, once again, moaning about internet, please do hit that like button. let's get back to the football. So Christmas onesies. It's a great onesie, honestly. I will before one of the streams, probably, I think I promised this to be honest, post a full picture, because obviously if I'm wearing it on stream, you can only see this, and I guess I got to look like a proper idiot. I tell you now, when you have a man of my stature, it shouldn't be in a onesie. Let's just say that. Don't you mean Stephen's Day? Nah, look, I love Ireland. I love the Irish people. There's lots to love about Ireland, but I cannot say Stephen's Day. Like, it's not something that's really stuck with me. There's certain sayings I say, like give out. Like, you don't really say that in England, but in Ireland you say that quite a lot. He's given out to him, he's given out to her. I say that quite a lot without thinking about it. But Stephen's Day, it's not happening. I'm a Boxing Day man, I'm afraid. Game Week 16 wildcard's going to be insane. 2 days just after Christmas to lock in. It is, yeah. I do think it's not as bad as it first looks and sounds. Because I looked at it as well and thought, hell no. But you're already going to be planning before then, because hopefully you'll know the fixtures. And also the fixtures are, and the double game week, are really going to dictate the players you want to pick from. So it's probably not as bad as it looks. But still, starting Boxing Day and then having to go into the 28th 2 days later, just absolute nightmare. Let me see. Corey, what are you talking about here? Thoughts on my team? Guaita, Crystal Palace. All I know is Business Cat in the Slack channel is always moaning about Guaita because he never keeps clean sheets. I think they've kept 1 and 9. So he's not ideal, but at least he's playing this week. Walker, Chilwell, Lamptey, decent. Jota, Fernandez, Captain, Ziyech, Trossard, Calvert-Lewin, Kane, Morpay, bench, Martinez, Semedo, Grealish, target. Or Mbappé, Ziyech out for Welbeck, Son. Nah, I don't like that. I don't think there's a need to be taking hits or even multiple transfers to get in the Son right now. But the fact that you're having to bench Grealish, I quite like that team to be honest. I don't think it's that bad. There's certain things that you can maybe think about in the future. Ziyech, Trossard, for example, maybe getting rid of more pay. But the thing is, you get rid of more pay, it's probably Bamford, Watkins, or Wilson, and 2 of them aren't playing, and Bamford's playing Chelsea anyway, so as long as more pay's fit. I don't know about having more pay and Trossard. Maybe that's something to think about. Let me see. Should I go Jota and Zaha out for a -4? Let's wait and see if Zaha is playing first. Because Crystal Palace have someone good, don't they? Yeah, West Brom. If Zaha's available to play, I don't think he's definitely been ruled out, has he? Let me just double check. He is illness, yeah. So he's still the whole COVID thing. So let's see. If he's available, I wouldn't get rid of him, I don't think. But let's see what Roy says. If he is out, a -4 is probably okay for Jota, yeah. Especially with the Fulham game in Game Week 12. Imagine if Jota doesn't start against Fulham, by the way. That would be an absolute nightmare. Okay, Goav, what is going on? Thank you very much again. Those who don't have wildcard, me, should start looking at having a full playing squad as we're 8 weeks away from blank 18, double game at 19. Yeah, if you can save the wildcard in 17 could be useful. Yeah, I'm not looking to use... it's a good point, yeah. I'm not looking to use my second wildcard that early. I'm looking to free hit in Game Week 18 if needed, to be honest. We'll see who ends up playing in that game week. Maybe it won't be needed, but that is my plan, to free hit in Game Week 18 and then just build towards Game Week 19, I guess. Thoughts about fans' return and effect on home team? I don't know if it will have a massive effect because 2,000 fans, I think that's the max you can have, is... I mean, it's quite a low amount for how big those stadiums are. So I can't imagine like you'd be able to make enough noise to intimidate the players. But at the same time, it's probably a boost to the players to have someone to perform in front of. So maybe it'll give a bit of a boost, but I don't think it will necessarily be massive. Is it Santa or Father Christmas in the Let's Talk FPL household? Santa, yeah. Santa, I think mostly. I'm trying to think now. If someone asked me a question, who's coming down the chimney tonight? The chimney cleaner? Santa. Probably Santa. I like your hoodie. Everyone loves this hoodie. It's just a plain green hoodie. I mean, it's not completely plain, I guess, but it's just where I get all my other crap from. But thanks, by the way. I'm a typical British person. You can't take a compliment. Andy, how is it going? I'm doing good, thanks. And Andy Flanagan, how are you doing? Yeah, you're doing good too. Rashford, Grealish, Sturridge to Bruno, Jota, Vestergaard. Again, I think for anyone taking Grealish out, as long as you're happy not to have them long term, then yeah, if that's for a -4 rather than a -8. If it's for a -8, Not so sure about it, especially if Rashford's fit. We're going to have to see what Ollie says. The only problem is he never says anything helpful, does he? Gorav, how's it going again? Also, if you look at the way fixtures are in 18-19, you have 10 teams playing home. So if it falls right, you'll have some big teams with 2 home games. Yeah, definitely. There's some potential big double game weeks. So we're going to find out hopefully by like game week 14, 15, 16. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, I like your hoodie, but how does it work with the green screen? That's what I was saying last time. I was amazed that it was fine. I didn't get it. It is kind of like you can see here, if you look really closely, when it's not lagging for about the 2 seconds it doesn't lag, you can see it's flashing a little bit, which isn't ideal. That's because of the green screen. I shouldn't really point out flaws in my stream, should I? But there you go. Take a shot every time more pay is mentioned. To be fair, the guy had more pay in his team. I've not really talked about him, you know. With Newcastle training ground now closed till Monday, it means the Villa game 100% not next week. Hang on, is it definitely closed till Monday? I haven't seen that. Does this mean no doubles in December, hence no need to keep Villa short term? I can't imagine there's going to be any double game weeks in December. There's too many games. But they do have good fixtures. Wolves, Burnley, West Brom, Crystal Palace. So I'm not saying don't get rid of them, but also if you've not got a plan that you really want to do, like if you're not really that keen on getting rid anyway, you could just keep them, I think. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. I mean, it depends who you're bringing in, right? Like Bamford, for example, is possibly better from game week 12 onwards, but this week Bamford's got Chelsea, so maybe you could just keep Watkins. Watkins obviously probably not going to have penalties now, we think, but his underlying stats outside of penalties are still pretty good, so I wouldn't like completely write him off just yet, to be honest. How many free hits do you get a season? Just one. Just one. And once it's gone, it's gone. A few people saying Bruno gets rested. Are they? I haven't seen that at all. He doesn't get rested. He's just going to get run into the ground, to be honest. Can anyone who has a lot of money to spare ask Andy about Kyle Walker? I mean, yeah, but you didn't really ask anything. What do you want to know? He's very fast. Very fast. Wilson to sell. Like, it's hard to answer whether you should sell Wilson because it depends on the rest of your team. Like, my only worry with Newcastle players versus Villa is that the next game gets called off as well. That's my only worry. So I guess it depends who you can replace him with. Will Cavani play a full game? Maybe at some point, but I do think we're still trying to build his fitness up. If Ireland and England are playing in a rugby match, who are you up for? I mean, first of all, it's rugby, so I don't particularly care that much. But England for sure. Like I'll always support Ireland unless they're playing England. Simple as that. It's the way it is. Like when Robbie Brady scored against Italy, was it to get into the Euros or something? I can't quite remember what it was. Like I celebrated that. That was good. Any FPL podcast you recommend? You got Scoutcast, Fantasy Football Scout. You got Black Box, FPL Black Box. You can search for that on YouTube. Planet FPL. That's usually my main go-tos. I mean, there's loads of other ones. Just search FPL podcast. Loads. But they're the three that I would tend to listen to. Is no De Bruyne going to kill me? Not necessarily. It's one of those moves where I think like not having De Bruyne against Fulham or not having Salah against Fulham is one of those things where I don't know if they do really well, you're kicking yourself like, well, yeah, it was Fulham. Why the hell didn't I have them? If they don't, then you're like, well, I'm a genius. I don't think there's like any middle ground. So like, are you an idiot? Is that what you said? I don't know if you said am I an idiot, or did you say should I be worried? I don't know, but no. Well, sorry, maybe yes, you should be, but it depends who else you got. Like if you think Bruno's going to do really well against West Ham, just get him instead. Nice to catch you live for a change. One funny thing I pick up is people always say you're miserable or seem down, which has me laughing hard. Well, no one said that this week, so I don't really know what I've done differently, but there you go. I'm happy as Larry, and Larry is always happy. Is Fantasy Football Scout like a community-run channel or something? No. I mean, I kind of run that, to be honest. I'm not on all the videos, but yeah. I have Irish ancestry, and it's also difficult as an English supporter when an Ireland win prevents England win the title. Yeah, I'm not supporting Ireland if it's England. Simple as that. I mean, I don't think anyone would expect me to anyway, would they? Okay, someone's just tweeting me Newcastle stuff. Thanks to Fancy Footy Men on Twitter. 8 Newcastle players now test positive, and 3 of them played versus Crystal Palace. I mean, this isn't the official, thing, but December 3rd, 11 a.m. I didn't even see this tweet. Newcastle forced to keep training ground closed as Crystal Palace warned of infection risk. Okay, so they've played Crystal Palace. Wow. Yeah, I'm telling you now, do not make transfers. Do not make transfers till Friday or Saturday morning, preferably. Wait and see what happens. Would not be good at all. I just want to do a quick shout out to everyone that signed up at Patreon, by the way. If you want to support the channel a bit further, help me eventually help me eventually pay for the good internet when it comes. I'm only messing, by the way. You don't have to do that. The link is in the description below. What is it? Patreon.com/Let'sTalkFPL. There's loads of stuff over there. I've talked about it loads before. All the videos converted to podcasts, apart from I have forgotten a few this week, so that's bad. Slack access, good community over there, always chatting all day, every day, etc. You can go and check it out in the link in the description below. Everyone that signs up gets on the Patreon Legends Wall, so do appreciate everyone that already has as well. So yeah, if you want to sign up, I'll get your name up there and shout it out on the next stream, which will not be the Captaincy video actually, because I've already recorded that. But there you go. If you want to check that out, link in the description below. Has the deadline been moved? Yeah, it's now 11 a.m. on Saturday. So you actually get extra time, not less time. What happened to Let's Talk More FPL? Yeah, it might come back. It might come back. But right now, we'll see. I don't know if it was that interesting, really. The clips. The problem is when you do like a clips channel, you want like a bit of a segment, and I don't really, because this isn't really a podcast. I don't really have that. Like I'm just answering a question and bam, I'm on the next question. Like if I was doing a podcast with someone else and we were discussing like Sterling for 5, 6, 7 minutes, then maybe you could do a clip out of that. Because I'm on my own, I'm giving my opinion pretty quick, and then yeah, job done. Job done. Job done's going to be that word now, which every time I say, I think of you guys saying, you always say that. Luke, how's it going? Is a hit this week for Basuma to Jota, Cancelo to Diaz, James, or any other defender around that price worth it, you reckon? I think it could pay off long term without seeing the rest of your team. I do think Cancelo doesn't play this weekend. I'm not saying that he just carries on not playing, but I just don't think he plays this weekend, and maybe there's safer bets out there. So if you need to do but then again, it doesn't look like you need the Cancelo money. So if you've got other defenders on the bench, maybe you just keep him and just do the Basuma move. God, I see a couple of messages, by the way, like saying, like, for people that have got cash or I can't super chat. Like, obviously, I do prioritize the super chats because like people are paid, so I want to answer those questions. But I'm not like purposely just like sat here not answering other questions to wait for the super chats. I do try and get through as many other questions that we've not already talked about. But it's like someone messaged me the other day on Instagram and said, you know, it's a shame you can't answer more questions, but like, this was on a deadline stream with 5,000 people watching. I'm going to miss questions, simple as that. Like, there's 2,000 people watching right now, and not everyone's banging in questions, but you know what I mean? It's just impossible. So I'm not, like, you don't have to apologise for not wanting to or not being able to super chat. Like, I'll always try and answer other questions. But obviously you got to think as well, like, doing the stream, you don't want to keep answering the same question over and over, or otherwise it's pointless. Like, it's pointless watching back, you know, if I just answer the same question over and over. Wow, 2 questions in a row about Pulisic from different people. What do I think about Pulisic? Look, Pulisic's a bit like Antonio, apart from I've mentioned him less, for sure. The problem with him is, like, he's not going to get rushed back. They've already brought him back and he's got re-injured and then he's come back again. So I think they're really going to slowly bed him in. And I just think Chelsea are one of those teams right now where I've got, like, no interest in them, apart from Chilwell, and to be fair, maybe Reece James. Okay, let me rephrase. Chelsea attackers I've got no interest in. The people who've got them, it's actually quite interesting. Like, if you've got Werner, he's probably quite a bit of a differential right now. The fixtures are just... they're just bad enough to not make someone like me want to invest, but actually they're not that bad, if that makes sense. They're not like Fulham, then West Brom, then Palace, then Burnley good. They're not awful either. Like what? So from now until Gameweek 16, they play Leeds, they could get goals there. Everton, they could get goals. West Ham goals. Arsenal goals. Villa goals. They got some pretty good fixtures, but There's so, like, right now, if I had that midfield that's on screen now, where the hell would I fit Pulisic in, you know? So that's why I don't have him. In terms of whether you should buy him, I just think it's too early for a player that's been so kind of seemingly injury prone this year. With so many games coming thick and fast, he's going to get rotated. I just can't see why he wouldn't. So yeah, there you go. Basically I wouldn't be interested in him right now. What about some Candyland? We had Candyland on earlier, but I'll put it on right now before we start maybe heading off soon. I will be the one who says starts at a certain time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have I ever gone far in the Fantasy Cup? No idea, to be honest. Unless I win that thing, I'm never going to know because it's just boring. Who cares about it? There's no strategy to it or anything. You just still pick your same team. I've said that before about the Cup. We should be able to pick a free hit team every single week, I think. Can you talk about your chip strategy or create a separate video on this? At some point, yeah, but right now it's a waiting game because until we know the double game weeks and blank game weeks, I don't know when I'm going to use my chips. So I could do a video on it, but it's going to be very, if this happens, this, if that happens, this, and I don't know what the fixtures are yet, so I don't know what my team will be like, and it's just a bit too many kind of ifs and maybes potentially right now. Best 5, Andy, how's it going? Best sub 5 million defender, have Chilwell and Cancelo. I would maybe go for someone like, maybe a West Ham defender like Sufal. I still really like Leeds defenders. I think Dallas or Ayling is a good option. But if it's someone you need for this week, they're playing Chelsea, which is not ideal, but could still be a good option. So yeah, less than 5 million? I think it was. I've lost the freaking chat. Best sub 5 million. Yeah, let me have a quick look here. Yeah, actually, sorry, one player I forgot I've got on my team is Lamptey. I think Brighton have got really good fixtures coming up, and if you need them to play this week, they've got Southampton, which isn't awful. So Lamptey, Sufal, or maybe one of the Leeds defenders, if you don't desperately need them this week, could be an option. Can you do a Christmas theme next week? In what way? Do you think I need more Christmas stuff on the stream? I probably do. I'm awful with graphics. I'm just awful. I need to sort that out though. That is the one downside of my stuff. I know. But I'm on it already. I'm thinking ahead. Trust me. Is this the year I win the whole thing? Definitely. I mean, every year is the year I'm going to win it. But this year in particular is definitely going to be the one. I do have a Christmas tree here. I've even got the star on top. There you go. Maybe I should stay on this screen more often. It's December. Wear a Christmas hat moving forward. Yeah, but not every. If you actually, hang on. It's right here. My head's so big though. There you go. I think it looks alright. When we know the time of the Villa Newcastle game, no idea. Okay, let me see if we've got anything else. Finally got on a live one. What do you think I should do? Get James, Diaz, or Reguilon? I wouldn't necessarily get Reguilon. I'd probably get Diaz or James. I would buy Reguilon, but I'm not looking to get rid of him. There we go. Are you going to get a shirt on your wall with your new internet service provider? I might get. That's what I should do. Oh my god, that is what I should do. I should do a screen grab of my speed test and put that on the wall. That should be the last legend. A screenshot of my internet speed. Poor Calvert-Lewin though, he would miss out then. That's it. I think that's what I'm going to do. If it ever happens, I'm going to put a screenshot, a shirt, and on the back it's going to be my speed test, and it's going to be a beautiful sight. I do like this wall because it does. People often ask me what the hell it means. It's a good talking point. Although I can't obviously keep answering what it is every single stream. More paying for Christmas? Hell no. Yeah, but my head's so big. Look, my ears. I have to pull it down a bit, but I can't hear properly. Let me just get a Santa outfit. What did I learn out of my November experience? That mustaches don't look good on me, and the walking is really good for you. I already knew that though. I should just do it more. Okay, you should turn your studio into a grow. I know, but I can't do it. Like, I'm rubbish at this stuff, so I need to get someone else to do it, and it's just trying to find someone that's not that busy. I want the guy that did it in the first place to do it, you know? So we'll see. We'll see for the next few weeks. I'll try. Marco, if you're watching, let me know. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. Please do hit that like button if you haven't already. I know what you're thinking now. I was going, I'll just turn off. That's absolutely fine. But hit that like button on the way out. It helps out the stream, helps out the channel. And again, thank you for sticking with me through this awful internet. I do appreciate it. Hopefully one day we'll be in a different situation. And of course, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will be back tomorrow with 2 videos. There's going to be a Captaincy video at 12, and then around 6, 7 or 8, I don't know when I'm going to put it out yet, there's going to be like a team video. I'm going to talk, just basically talk through what I talked through tonight, but in a clear, concise video, hopefully. And then I'll have a deadline stream on Saturday at about 10:15. So yeah, watch that if you want, if you like, or don't, whenever you want. Hit subscribe, hit that like button. Again, thank you very much for sticking with me through these awful laggy times. It's been appreciated. And yeah, it's been a good stream. Thanks for all the questions. Sorry if I didn't get to some of them, but I'll be back tomorrow. Don't know why I did that. Bye.